Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, the podcast where we dive deep into the most amazing tidbits from history, science, and everything in between. Today, we're journeying back in time, holding a piece of ancient mystery in our hands. Imagine a material born from the fiery heart of volcanoes, a natural glass, so sharp and beautiful it was coveted by civilizations for thousands of years. We're talking about obsidian. Obsidian isn't just any rock. It's a naturally occurring volcanic glass. Think of it as nature's razor blade. In antiquity, this material was pure gold, or perhaps even more valuable. Its incredible sharpness made it perfect for tools and weaponry, from arrowheads to knives. But it wasn't all utilitarian. Its glossy, often black, surface and unique aesthetic qualities also made it a prized material for ceremonial objects, art, and jewelry. Holding a piece of obsidian was like holding power and beauty. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. What if I told you that these ancient obsidian artifacts are like tiny time capsules, carrying secrets of long-lost trade networks, incredible cultural interactions, and mind-boggling technological advancements? This is the world of archaeometallurgy, and specifically, obsidian sourcing. By analyzing the unique chemical fingerprint of each piece of obsidian, researchers can trace it back to its original volcanic source. It's like a geological GPS for ancient artifacts, allowing us to map the incredible journeys this valuable commodity took across vast distances, illuminating the complex economic and social systems of past civilizations. Recent research continues to blow our minds with what obsidian can tell us. Take, for example, a groundbreaking study at the Templo Mayor in Tenochtitlan, the mighty capital of the Mexica or Aztec Empire. This wasn't just any study. It was the largest compositional analysis of obsidian ever conducted at the site, looking at a whopping 788 artifacts. Now, the Mexica loved their green obsidian, primarily sourced from a place called Sierra de Pachuca. This green obsidian wasn't just pretty. It had deep symbolic and religious associations. But here's the kicker. The study found that while green obsidian was dominant, the Mexica also acquired obsidian from at least 7 other locations. Some of these sources were far beyond their political borders, deep in the territory of rival groups. This suggests incredibly sophisticated long-distance trade relationships. It tells us that their economy wasn't just built on tribute from conquered lands or direct acquisition. Bustling market systems played a crucial role in supplying the imperial capital. It paints a picture of a complex economy, a blend of tribute and active trade. The study also showed something else. As the Aztec Empire grew stronger and consolidated its power, the obsidian used for ritual purposes became almost exclusively from that favored Sierra de Pachuca source. This hints at increasing religious standardization and a tighter, centralized control over sacred materials. So how exactly do scientists play detective with these ancient stones? It's a far cry from just looking at a piece of obsidian and guessing. While early attempts might have relied on visual identification, today, it's all about high-tech geochemical analysis. Scientists examine the unique trace element composition, that chemical fingerprint we talked about, to match artifacts to their geological birthplaces. Techniques like X-ray fluorescence, or XRF, are workhorses in this field. And what's really cool is the development of portable XRF systems, PXRF for short. These handheld devices allow researchers to analyze artifacts non-destructively, right in the field, or in museum collections, without damaging these precious items. This has been a game changer, making it possible to analyze huge numbers of artifacts, including tiny waste flakes from tool production called debitage. And by analyzing these flakes, they've even identified rare or exotic obsidian sources that weren't commonly used. For even more precision, there are methods like neutron activation analysis, NAA, and laser ablation inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometry, LAICPMS. These can provide incredibly accurate sourcing, though sometimes they might require taking a tiny, almost invisible sample from the artifact. And these techniques aren't just being used in one corner of the world. Obsidian sourcing is a global endeavor, revealing vast, interconnected ancient worlds. In Mesoamerica, beyond the Aztec studies we mentioned, research has lit up the trade routes of the ancient Maya. We can see how their preferred obsidian sources changed over time, and how they used a complex mix of overland and even sea routes to get their hands on this precious material. Studies have traced obsidian from sources like El Chayal, Ixtepec, and San Martin Gilotepec, and even found pieces from as far away as La Esperanza. Now let's jump to North America, specifically to Alberta, Canada. What's fascinating here is that Alberta has no native obsidian sources. Yet, archaeologists have found obsidian artifacts there, some dating back an astonishing 13,000 years. So, where did it come from? Analysis has traced these artifacts to sources hundreds, even thousands of kilometers away, primarily from places like Bear Gulch in Idaho and Obsidian Cliff in Wyoming, a journey of 750 to 1,200 kilometers. Researchers believe that large, communal bison hunts in southern Alberta might have been the social glue, the meeting points that facilitated these extensive trade connections. They've even identified distinct northern trade routes that likely followed major river systems. The sheer scale of this trade is staggering. It implies contact and interaction between millions of people across a massive geographical area, long before we often imagine such connections existed. Let's cross the Atlantic now, to the Mediterranean. Here, obsidian sourcing has been a key player in understanding Neolithic trade for decades. Pioneering work by scientists Can and Renfrew in the 1960s first demonstrated the power of trace element analysis to identify obsidian sources and map out ancient trade patterns. More recent, comprehensive studies have taken this even further. By analyzing huge numbers of artifacts from islands like Sardinia and Corsica, researchers are refining these early models. They can even identify specific subsources within larger volcanic regions, like Monte Archi in Sardinia. This allows them to study why ancient peoples might have preferred one specific spot over another. Maybe it was easier to get to, or the obsidian nodules were of higher quality, or perhaps it just looked better. This detailed analysis supports ideas like down-the-line trade, where goods are passed from one group to another, traveling incredible distances hand to hand. And it helps us answer bigger questions about how islands were colonized, how Neolithic farming economies spread, and how complex societies began to emerge. Even in the Near East, the story continues, with obsidian from Anatolian sources in modern-day Turkey found in Chalcolithic sites in Israel, showing long-distance connections were thriving there too. The story of obsidian is a testament to human ingenuity, connection, and the drive to acquire valuable resources. Ongoing advancements in analytical techniques and the ever-growing number of detailed studies worldwide are constantly pushing the boundaries of what we can learn. This forensic archaeometallurgy, this science of sourcing obsidian, provides an absolutely invaluable window into our dynamic human past. It's not just about rocks, it's about revealing the complex tapestry of trade, migration, and cultural exchange that shaped ancient societies. This research doesn't just reconstruct economic systems, it shines a bright light on political influence, ritual practices, and the fascinating social dynamics of how resources were controlled and distributed in worlds that existed long before our own. Isn't that incredible? A simple piece of volcanic glass, holding so many stories. That's all the time we have for today on Fun Facts Online. We hope you're as amazed by the journey of obsidian as we are. Join us next time for more fun facts that will make you see the world a little differently. Don't forget to subscribe and share if you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for listening.